Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 21st. 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Golden age, baby, of the 2020s. Compete, don't complain. I'm offended by selling. I got conviction. Hello, my elite friends. You got questions, I got answers. If you're watching this live, type those questions in and I'll answer them. If you're watching this taped, play it at 2x. Defiance over compliance tomorrow, Friday, 1:30 p.m. Baltimore time. That's 10:30 on the West Coast, a.m. morning. Gigi, Juan Galt, and Guy Swan will be on the This Week in Bitcoin show. Hey, today was supposed to be the Tel Aviv halving party. If we didn't have this virus, I'd be partying it up in Tel Aviv right now, celebrating the halving. Keep celebrating it, dudes. You can delay your halving party. The halving was not delayed, though. All right, so here's an actual email I got. Someone trying to promote trashy trading type of stuff. And I consider this bullish. People fall for this, though. I just can't believe people still fall for this. We have created an automated, secure, and easy-to-use arbitrary trading solution driven by AI solutions. Simpler, faster, friendlier, guaranteed profit. I just got that out of the blue. And it was targeting me. It wasn't to a random email address. It was to a Bitcoin-related email address of mine. Yeah, these are the kind of people who fall for that kind of thing. They fall for a John McAfee coin too. And there is one of them that's out there. He's got an ego coin. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. I've got some thoughts. But hey, it's bullish when I'm getting these guaranteed profit emails from people saying to trade. Oh, those weak-handed people. They don't know about the strong hand method. Buy and hold, baby. Get those crypto dividends. Now, I want to say that we've talked about the yearly moving average, $9,531 for you fiat freaks. And once again, for you fiat freaks, the price is below the yearly moving average. All right, it happens. And it's a reminder to me that most days in Bitcoin, okay, if you follow this thing every day, which I've been doing like every single day since late 2013, if you follow this every single day, you're going to see, and if you're a fiat freak and you're obsessed with the price of the fiat price, most days are going to be either down days where it goes down, or you're just going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be, well, it was supposed to be, I thought by this time, by this year, it would be X amount. And by this month, it would be X amount. So short-term thinkers, you are going to be very disappointed. This is the lesson of Bitcoin. If you are a short-term thinker, most days, you're going to be very disappointed with Bitcoin, okay? Most days are like today. Most days are like it goes down. You don't exactly know why it went down. It went down. You get discouraged. But that's why you have to have that long-term mentality. Over in 4 years, what's it going to be? Okay? You won't be disappointed in 4 years, okay? But because get used to this. All you short-term thinkers out there, for you, most days in Bitcoin are disappointing, okay? So if you're out there watching this and you're like, most days in Bitcoin are disappointing to me, you've got to change your prerogative. You've got to change the way you look at things. You're not a long-term thinker. You might scream about being a long-term thinker because you watch this show and you pound that like button, but you're not. If you are disappointed most of the time. Now, if you can understand why short-term thinkers would be disappointed most of the time, then that's fine. I understand why that is. I just don't get disappointed like them. And because it's so easy to get disappointed in Bitcoin, if you're a short-term thinker, that's why they bail. That's why they do crazy things. That's why they get into trading. That's why they end up with less Bitcoin. They value their wealth in dollars and in fiat, and they get disappointed. They get disappointed easily. All right, we got what do we got here?
just buy Bitcoin. I'm trying to, I can't even read this darn thing. What's it say? Okay, we are in the house, baby. All right, good. Mount Royal. I'm so weak, bro. Buy cheaper BC. Pounded, bro. Thank you, man. Don't be a weak hand. Strong hand. Don't be disappointed. I'm going to talk about some specifics today of why you shouldn't be disappointed. Okay. I mean, first of all, we're one day closer to an all-time high, baby. Pound that like button, you fiat freaks. And you should have more Bitcoin than you did at the beginning of the year, okay? That's the goal. Keep on getting more Bitcoin. Mount Royal, you remind me of a street in Baltimore called Mount Royal and a tavern called the Mount Royal Tavern, which was where the Micah art students like to go, and a bunch of old, disgusting men used to be there too. What a combo. Mount Royal Tavern, don't recommend it, but hey, if you're a hipster in Baltimore, you've probably been there. Pound that like button. Now, let's go on. The old scuzzy dudes at the Mount Royal Tavern outnumber the hot girls. It's most of the time there. From what I recall, I haven't been there in a long time. I've also just lost track of the unique beast. Yes, I am being a unique. Be a unique beast, people. Talk about the bars you used to go to. Now, I want to thank the person who contributed. It's an Australian. Australians love my podcast. Okay. My podcast, the #2 country is Australia. My video broadcast of this, it's the #6 country. USA is #1 in both. So Australians, you are smart dudes. You don't need fancy sets or graphics. And one of you sent a contribution through the podcast site. So sportsmeister.com. You can listen to all my shows. But if you link to below, you guys can contribute the same way this guy did. It says contribute through the podcast. Or if you're listening to this, there's a contribution method. I appreciate the support. Again, I love the freeloaders. I encourage people to freeload and do nothing. You retweet. That's free to do. Please retweet myself. I tweeted this out. I actually forgot to tweet out yesterday's show because I did this show and yesterday's show a little bit different than I'm not doing it through Jitsi. Although tomorrow's This Week in Bitcoin will be back through Jitsi, so I messed up yesterday. I'll tweet, hey, why don't some of you tweet out yesterday's show? And again, people, unfortunately, because of YouTube, they are delaying the processing for 12 hours. So if you watch it live, you see it, then it's hard to see it again until 12 hours later. If you go to disruptmeister.com, it doesn't show up. But if you go to Twitter, you go to Steam it, on Bitcoin Meister on there, you'll see it right away. So if you're like, where's Adam's show? Just go to my Bitcoin Meister on Steam it or Hive, or go to TechBot on Twitter, and you'll be able to see the show before this 12-hour processing delay. I have no idea why YouTube's been doing this for the last. It's affecting other people too, but I haven't heard that many people complaining about it. I don't get it. It's just, hey, we roll with the punches here. And thank you for Anchor. Thank you for the podcast. Thank you for Joe Rogan going over to the podcast thing. There is competition out there. So I'm diversified. I'm on YouTube. I'm on the Anchor. Okay. Now, SatoshiBlocks.info. And this is for the people who want to know about, you want the technical charts, technical information, the Patoshi, it's called, okay? Patoshi is this pattern from back in the day that shows they're not Satoshi's coins. I'm not going to get into explaining it. It's linked to below, SatoshiBlocks.info. You can study it, but it's this Patoshi method, whatever you want to call it. It's there. If you need further convincing that the coins that moved yesterday were not Satoshi's. Patoshi. All right. Now, here is another reminder that yesterday was nonsense, that it was Satoshi FUD. That, again, people free. We've got a FUD centralization problem here in the land of Bitcoin. You can easily create a FUD theme that everyone flocks to right away. And Zach Vol says, it is crazy that Whale Alert, that's the Twitter feed, which is an okay feed that shows when interesting moves of Bitcoin, okay, when Bitcoin moves on the blockchain. Whale Alert manually drafted that Satoshi wallet tweet where he used the term Satoshi wallet and then pinned it, despite zero proof of Nakamoto owned those coins. The bot didn't tweet that transaction. The owner did. Ridiculously intentional spread of misinformation. So usually that Twitter feed is a bot. It automatically sends out tweets. This was different. It was the owner sent it out, called it a Satoshi wallet, and then pinned it to his freaking Twitter. So it is ridiculously intentional spread of misinformation, but this is where the big boys play. So if you can't get fooled by this FUD, and it's going to happen again. There's going to be future, I'm Satoshi, or I move Satoshi's coins, or I'm trying to build up my social media following by mentioning Satoshi. I mean, I don't know what the guy's exact logic was. I mean, he wanted attention. He wanted attention if he turned off his freaking bot and then put it out there himself. Hey, this is where the big boys play. You cannot get triggered by this short-term stuff, by this FUD, and make a short-term mistake and end up really disappointed. Pound that like button for never selling a Bitcoin for fiat, baby. That's a strong hand. That's what this shirt says. What does this shirt say? No, it says Notorious BTC. Yeah, Notorious, baby. Like B.I.G., not like Tupac. All right, I'm on the West Coast though. Better be careful. I just promoted an East Coast. Who knows? I'm gonna get jacked here. All right, no, that won't happen. Pound that like button. I'm from Baltimore, so I gotta. Okay, now moving on. And on my old channel, this is the backup channel, you could actually see a video of me running through Compton. Yes, I've run through Compton. I've run through the streets of Baltimore also. Streets of West Baltimore, worse than Compton. Trust me. East Baltimore, worse than Compton. Try it out yourself. Of course, not even try it out. But I've actually done it. So anyway, but you're a runner, conviction. I've run through the worst streets in the United States and some of the best streets. I've run through Beverly Hills. All right, now, Homeland in Baltimore. Oh, God. Now, let's see. We talk about Zach. I prefer running through nice streets. It's nice to see nice architecture, but I like getting down with the nitty gritty and stuff. You like getting down, seeing the old architecture falling apart. I appreciate grand architecture, and Baltimore provides that, baby. Some shells that you can buy for $1,000. It's not even worth $1,000. It's worth negative. The shells of houses in Baltimore, I'd say they're negative value. Some of them, of course, because you got to pay taxes on it. Okay, again, Bitcoin over real estate. Don't try to, you're watching those real estate videos. Get rich quick. No, there is no get rich quick when you're buying freaking ghetto housing. Okay, be very careful. Or luxurious housing. Bitcoin, long-term thinking. You don't need a course, a master course. I'll be teaching your master course in Bitcoin. It takes 1 second. It's called buy and hold. There's your master course. Pound that like button. Now, FinTech Frank, he says, keep an eye on this corner of the market. It's an interesting point he has. Basically, every cryptocurrency company is moving in the direction of becoming a bank or prime broker. But will they have the balance sheet to execute? And he was talking about, we'll see, he said. He was talking about this tweet. Major market structure news, Genesis and OTC OG has acquired a custodian as its first step in building a full-scale prime broker. Genesis is throwing its hat into the crowded ring with the likes of Tagomi, BitGo, FalconX, Fidelity, Digital Asset, building out similar solutions. Okay, I'm down with it. I'm not down with giving my letting someone have custody over my Bitcoin and forming a bank around it. Okay, I'm not down with that, but plenty of people are. So traditional people like banks. So why not have Bitcoin banks or something similar to Bitcoin banks? Coinbase clearly going in that direction. One day, maybe Coinbase will buy a bank, or maybe one day Wells Fargo will buy Coinbase. Yes, this is an interesting corner of the market to look at. Crypto banks. We don't need them, or I don't need them. You shouldn't need them. You should just have a Trezor. But custodial solutions, we've talked about it a million times. The traditional people, the big boys, whoever, from the traditional finance markets. They love that kind of stuff. They love third-party stuff. They don't understand Bitcoin. They don't understand that you don't need a third party. But it's, hey, Bitcoin banks, it's a thing. Crypto banks, whatever you want to darn call them. And we'll see a mishmash of it. Again, the traditional people forming Bitcoin banks, like Bank of America having a Bitcoin bank one day, and then the new people turning into Bitcoin banks, or the old people buying traditional banks. It's just a mishmash. But hey, lots of money involved in crypto land, Bitcoin land, whatever you want to call it. All right, value your wealth in Bitcoin. And here is a tweet. Okay, speaking. So, well, no, $1 trillion USD. This is Plan B says, just after the 2016 halving, we had the Bitfinex exchange hack, the DAO hack, and now after the 2020 halving, we have the BlockFi data hack. We have the BitMEX exchange hit with a major lawsuit and systems down. We have Satoshi moving coins FUD, and we have mainstream media dark web FUD. I haven't heard that. I mean, that's constant, dude. He says, coincidence? I say, yeah, it is a coincidence, actually, that that bad news came after the 2016 halving and the 2020 halving. Yeah, I think it's a total coincidence. But it is a good reminder that we've been through this before, okay? BitMEX, when, you know what? The way I remember it, the Bitfinex exchange hack, I thought that was before the 2016 halving. But the point is, we have, it's long ago now. I know it had quite an effect on the price. It like dropped $200. So the reminder is that, yeah, if you're a fiat freak, things like this happen and you'll get really disappointed. You can't get disappointed because they're going to keep on happening. And they can happen at the most random of times, the most happy of times, when we should be celebrating the Bitcoin halving. So what? Get used to it. So yeah, I think it is a coincidence that all the things that you said happened after the halving. And look at it. Someone do a fact check on me. Well, I thought the Bitfinex hack was before the 2016 halving. It was not after it. But yeah, no coincidence. It is a coincidence. It is a coincidence. That's what I should have been saying. It's just a coincidence. Yes, it's a coincidence. Now, whale alert, the guy who scared everybody about Satoshi's coins moving, he had a new one that came out about 2 hours ago. And so have a strong hand, people. People might blow this one out of proportion also. It says 28.39124 Bitcoin, which is over $250,000 of stolen funds transferred from Bitfinex hack in 2016 to unknown wallet. So there we go. 2016 Bitfinex hack is in the news again here. Some of that stolen fund. It might have been an inside job there, but we're not going to get into that. But some of that Bitfinex money, $250,000 worth of it, was just moved like a couple hours ago to an unknown wallet. So don't get FUDed out if people try to FUD with that. That doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's just somebody who stole a bunch of Bitcoins moving it around. That's what happens with exchanges. If you trust your Bitcoin with an exchange, someone's going to steal it eventually, and then 4 years later, they're going to move it around, and you're going to get an automated alert about that. And remember that you were so silly to keep your Bitcoin over there. All right, but people, that might be blown out of proportion, so I'm just warning everybody. John McAfee, he's got some crazy token out there that you can only get if you buy some other weird altcoin. Totally an ego coin. People, the 80%ers are loving it. They're pumping it. Hey, I got to say something, John. And you can go to the article if you want an explanation. Obviously, do not buy something ridiculous like this. Sure, the people that think he's a big time crypto player or whatever, they'll pump it up. He should have just issued why complicate matters? He probably owned that altcoin and maybe he wanted to pump that altcoin. And then, he'd get a double thing. You have to own some altcoin to get this token. I believe. So maybe he owned that altcoin a lot of the altcoin, and now people will also buy it and he'll own a lot of the token. Two things will get pumped up. Okay, whatever. This is where the big boys play. If you fall for that nonsense, if you want to give that guy your money, I don't know what. Okay, but I'll say this, John. I think you're crazy. Obviously, what you did in Belize, what you possibly did in Belize was horrifying. But if you're going to make yourself a ego coin, you should have just done a crypto dividend on Bitcoin. Now, again, you were trying to pump some altcoin too, so I would have. If I don't like you, but had you issued it on Bitcoin, if you did a crypto dividend, I think you would have done better financially. More people would have heard about it. I'm just hearing about this nonsense. I'm just because you did it on some weird coin. You say it's a very private coin. Okay, who cares what your gimmick is? Anyone can have a gimmick. The gimmick is John McAfee, basically, and you know that. But ego coin, you should have given it away on. You should have listened to the Hex guy. I mean, Hex guy is not insane. I mean, Hex guy's got. You should just followed what he did, but you probably don't even know what that is. You're not very much in touch with the crypto world. Probably, I mean, you do random things. I don't think you're in touch with reality at all. But you should have. Yeah, it would have been nice to do a crypto dividend on Bitcoin. I would have gotten it for free and then dumped it. But you didn't do that. Oh well. Maybe next time. You can still do it again. I think that would have been nice. But keep an eye on. Well, don't keep an eye on it, people. But you know what? Don't. The 80%ers will pump that. The 80%ers will pump that because they want quick, easy answers. They want a new. Just like that spam email I shared below. They fall for that. Easy solutions. They don't like being disappointed with the fiat price, so they got to do weird things like that. And I wanted to say hello to Still Not My Tarantula. Still Not My Tarantula Bitcoin, his name is. He wanted me to give him a shout out. So Still Not My Tarantula Bitcoin. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for the support and retweeting my stuff and etc. Someone wanted me to talk about the Magnum wallet. I actually did research it. I am going to do a show soon on how to get Bitcoin without KYC. Okay, how to trade your altcoins to Bitcoin, the free altcoins that you get into Bitcoin with no KYC. And so on that show, I'm going to talk about Magnum Wallet. Okay, so to the person who wanted me to look at Magnum Wallet, I did look at it, and it kind of inspired me to do a bigger show on a bigger topic that I think people are interested in, how to get rid of some of those altcoins that you have for whatever reason, but then you don't want to go to some exchange and give them your freaking passport and your driver's license. So we'll have a show about that soon. Do not accept the new normal. Okay, finally, I want to give a shout out to South Africa. My friend, she's my friend, Sonia. Sonia knows me in South Africa. She was very nice to me the last time I was at her conference in 2018. And I met her, I guess, in 2015, the first time. But she has a new conference out there, and it's free, and it's online, and it's going with a buzzword. And go for it. She's a marketing lady. She's definitely a marketing lady. She says, DeFi Conference 2020, the rise of decentralized finance, Bitcoin events, that's her company, is excited to announce its very first free online event will be DeFi Conference 2020. And I think it's in September. I didn't write down the date. I'm sorry. You guys can look it up. As host of the annual Blockchain Africa Conference and Crypto Fest, we are proud to be adding another event that explores disruptive innovations. Okay, so I give her credit. She's jumping on the DeFi bandwagon, and it is a buzzword. It is a way for her. She's using the DeFi and it's a free event, to spread words about her hopefully future paid events that deal with Bitcoin a little bit more. So, and people will come and visit South Africa in the future because it is a beautiful country. And again, I've enjoyed her events in Johannesburg and Cape Town. But it's a reminder. One of the reasons I'm bringing this up is, as I said, DeFi is the next ICO. DeFi is the next big trend out there. And there are going to be DeFi conferences that like this that people like her put on. So I'm not encouraged. It's free if you want to check it out. It's going to be online, and I didn't write down the date. So look it up yourself. DeFi Conference 2020, South Africa, the rise of decentralized finance. This is not me telling you to get into DeFi. This is just me saying a trend in the ecosystem, and clearly she's a marketing lady. She's taking full advantage of it. So good for her, and it is free though, so that's good. But yeah, it'll get more people to her paid events in the future. Adam, can you do your show this time more often? I wish I could. It's a time for East and West Coast USA. I think more exposure. I don't care about the exposure whatsoever, but I do want people to be happy. I want you to be happy, Fried Pork Chops, because people don't need to see it live. They can watch it taped if they really want to watch it. And but I do like doing it earlier. I don't like doing it in the middle of the night. I'll be back on the East Coast starting June 1st. So hopefully things will be more reasonable. I'll be able to set things up differently. I just have a whole system here in LA when I have to run, when I have to eat, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm already running late, and I gotta go running right now. You can see it's getting dusky in here. Just showing you guys the shirts again. And JC is in South Africa, and I actually met JC in person the day or two before Sonia's 2018 event. And JC is a good guy. All right. Okay, Fried Pork Chops said Fried Pork Chops was the guy who asked me about the that wallet. Yes, and I will. Fried Pork Chops, thank you for asking about that wallet. You're going to get a whole freaking show dedicated to you pretty soon. John Moreland said, haircut, baby. Dude, I really hope my barber is open in Baltimore County by June, either on June 1st or June 2nd. Baltimore County did not open up the haircut places yet. Maryland did, but Baltimore County and City did it. And I hope my barber wasn't put out of business because of all of this nonsense. He's probably over 70 years old, and you could see how something like this could put someone like that out of business who's been doing this his whole freaking life. So I haven't communicated with him yet, and I've only got my hair cut there for many, many years, since I was a little kid. That's where I've been going since I was 12. Okay, so it would be hopefully haircut soon, dudes. All right, I'm at it. One way or the other, it's got to get cut. It's really long. Let it grow, buddy, says Crypto Legend. No, man, I got to get this thing cut, baby. All right, pound that like button, dudes. I'm Adam. Click on the squares that you'll see at the end of the show if you're watching this tape. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember, tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. East Coast time. That's whatever, 10:30 Los Angeles time. This Week in Bitcoin, a great guest, Gigi and Juan, and God, I always forget his darn name. You know him. I said it at the beginning of the show. Guy Swan, pound it. See you, dudes.